Started in just a second. Okay, now we have Instagram. Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. Happy holidays. I wanted to pop on before I am officially out of the office for holiday vacation to say hello and leave you with a couple of things to think about as you prepare for your holiday break. As you prepare to finalize your plans for 2022, if you haven't already, for your online business, share a couple things with you, and then let you go. So, as what people are coming into the room, hello, everyone. Hi on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and YouTube. Let me introduce myself. My name is Kashira. I am a certified life, business, and success coach. I primarily work with online coaches and course creators who are looking to build their online signature offers, successfully attract the right clients into those offers with very strong messaging, positioning, and marketing. And once we've seen success with those offers, who are now ready to up level, diversify their revenue streams, scale their businesses, and do all of that amazing stuff behind the scenes. You can learn all about me at thepowercollective.co, as well as my coaching offers. But today, I am here to talk to you about the building blocks for business growth in your online business in 2022. So, I hosted a free planning class last weekend called Ascension, Your 2022 Game Plan. This class was about 3 hours long, the live version, and we had an amazing time. So, I wanted to come and share with you one of the concepts that I walked everyone through when it came to not only evaluating your business as is, but setting your priorities and intentions for the following year. So, if you are watching the replay and you have questions, you're welcome to comment them below. But of course, if you're here live and you have questions, please drop them in the chat box. I have my chat windows up and ready to go all over the place. So, if you are interested in getting access to the full class as well as the full workbook that goes with this, you can click the link in my bio or the link in the title of this live stream and get instant access to it. The replay is fully available for you. So, when we talked about goal setting for the new year and our intentions, one of the things I walked everyone through was the core functions of an online educational business, right? An online coaching practice, an online course business. You have a hybrid of the two. And there are a ton of different functions and departments, but I like to simplify things and I broke them down into four big chunks. And those four big chunks was programs and program delivery. So that's where all of your coaching offers, go. That's where all of your courses go, master classes, things like that, and how you actually manage them. We have our operations, which is how you ensure that the back end of your business is running smoothly, everything is working well, even with the financials. Our marketing and sales, how are we attracting and converting people into our programs? And then a CEO seat. So that's you as the business owner. When you take off all of those hats I just mentioned, the marketing hat, the programs hat, the operations hat, the visionary work that's going on behind the scenes. So, in order for us to set intentions for the new year on what we want these different functions to look like, we need to evaluate what actually happened this year. And this is where we have to have an honest assessment, a very raw assessment around what worked, what didn't work, what didn't we have in place, and what needs to change. So I'm not going to give you every single thing we covered, but underneath each one, I want to give you about 1 to 2 points to think about. And again, if you want the full class, that is in the bio. So let's start with programs and program delivery, right? So when you think about all of the things that you sold this year, do they all connect back to your unique value proposition and what you truly want to be known for? Did everything you offer and sell this year fully connect to the signature frameworks you've been marketing and branding for your business? Because here's the thing, as a coach and as a course creator, you are better off as someone who is really specific within a niche versus being a generalist, being the go-to in a certain area. And in order for you to be a go-to in a certain area, you have to have either a signature framework or signature frameworks in general that you are consistently talking about and consistently marketing. If all you ever say in your marketing when you're talking about what you sell is, I help you get to the next level, I help you find your purpose, I help you become happy, I help you become healthy, like, those things are so general and they can be interpreted so many different ways. People have no idea what it is. And it's easy for you to fall by the wayside and now become noise versus becoming something people actually not only want to hear, want to see, want to buy from, but people, someone that they actually go and look for, where they're actively seeking out your content. Most course creators and coaches are really lost because they don't have a signature framework. So every week they're jumping offer to offer. Today they're talking about Instagram Reels, and next week they're talking about TikTok, and next week they're talking about doing hair, and everything is all over the place versus having that guided signature framework that you can leverage and tap into for everything it is that you sell. On the back end of that, the framework is what's actually scalable. I always say that the first version and the second version of your offer is never the last, but even more forward looking, when you get to a point when you are thinking about selling your business or leasing out your content, white labeling your content, contracting out and hiring trainers to deliver your content, the only way you can even get to that place is if you have core signature frameworks. If you're solely marketing yourself, and you, as this amazing genius, at some point you're going to run into a revenue wall and you are not going to be able to make any more money because you've been marketing yourself versus your smarts. And that's not scalable. You can only have so many one-on-one clients. You can only have so many group clients at that rate, right? So when you think about this year, you may need to revisit all of your trainings, all of your content, and really sit down and pull out your signature frameworks. Then from there, thinking about the curriculum piece. If you are going to continue to offer coaching and courses in the new year, what type of curriculum will you offer your clients? The mistake here is that people assume when I say curriculum that I'm talking about your video library or all of your workbooks. But what I mean is for every program that you offer, what's the roadmap that the clients will follow? And are there proven results along the way? Are there check marks along the way? Or are you simply giving your clients a bunch of busy work to do just for the sake of saying they have homework, but it's not something that will actually help you to measure their level of understanding? If you have really strong curriculum, sales will continue to flow for you. Even if you're not that good at it, the curriculum at some point begins to speak for itself because your marketing now centers around case studies and testimonials and client experience. Now, additionally, under program delivery, we have your program promise, which impacts your messaging. We have your program structure, your pricing, your coaching methodologies, all of those things. We don't have time to cover that in today's video, but those are all things that you want to evaluate. And I'm really, really emphasizing this because most business owners, when they get ready to do New Year planning, all they think about is, am I going to raise the price? Am I going to add a new offer? Am I going to eliminate an offer? Versus thinking about for the offers you're trying to keep and the offers that you want to raise the rates for, how am I also enhancing that experience? How am I also ensuring that the level of experience the clients get actually matches all of the marketing and all of the talk that I'm doing, right? When it comes to what you actually want to sell, do I have a clear, proven framework that I can now actually talk about either in my marketing or in my sales call so that people actually do want to say yes to me and they have more confidence in what they're buying? So that's the first one. And of course, if you have any questions, let me know. And good morning to everyone in the chat who dropped good morning for me. So the second component here is the operational piece, right? So with operations, there's so much that goes underneath this. Of course, we have more continued client experience, onboarding and offboarding. That is 100% operations because there needs to be systems in place with that, the right tech in place for that, and also the right amount of information in place for that. I've talked a lot about onboarding and offboarding, so I'm going to skip it here. But I even have a freebie for you called the Memorable Onboarding Kit that has a whole video training dedicated to onboarding. So if you know that there's something that you're lacking in, you want to check that out. And a really good way to know if you're lacking is if your clients are not excited to talk with you in the first coaching call. If you notice you get a lot of emails and messages after someone says yes to you on a sales call or after they buy on your site saying they've changed their mind, things have changed, they need a refund. If that happens to you frequently, then you need a better onboarding process. Signs you need a better offboarding process. If none of your clients are re-enrolling or going to the next level with you, whether that's buying the next course or buying the next coaching program, if that's not happening within 30 to 60 days of them finishing a program, you need better offboarding. Okay, we have a very strong re-enrollment rate in our high ticket programs. Because of that, we have a strong repeat purchase rate for our master classes and courses. The average person in our online portal has at least 3 of our classes, right? So that's the value of ensuring that even for your passive products, there's strong offboarding. But what I want to talk to you about under operations is payment recovery. And payment recovery is such an uncomfortable topic for coaches and course creators. The most that we'll do when someone's payment fails is we'll get on Twitter and talk about people who don't pay invoices and how we have to chase them down. But we really don't do anything about that. And the uncomfortable truth about being a business owner is that there are going to be failed payments, late payments, people who duck out and dodge on their commitments. And the thing is, you are 100% entitled to the emotional responses that you're going to have as a human about this. But as the business owner, you have to have practices in place to actually manage this and handle this. And there are so many options for what you can do here. But something as simple as at least having communication templates ready to go. So in the Founder Circle, my coaching program, we actually provide email templates around failed payment recovery. The exact ones we use with our clients is the exact ones that they get in our program. But it's astonishing to me the amount of money that's lost because we refuse to just reach out and ask somebody, hey, what can we do to help out with this? Because so often it's card numbers change, addresses change, billing zip codes change. Sometimes they don't even get a notice that their payment has failed. That life happens. I've had a lot of clients where life is just crazy and they want to pay for their program, but they moved all of a sudden, zip codes didn't get updated, their email is overflowing. So a simple phone call or text message instantly got that cleared up. So instead of that being lost revenue, that is now regained revenue. And so often we are missing out on that because we don't want to have the uncomfortable conversations. But especially if you are choosing to be a coach or a consultant, you have to get used to the uncomfortable conversations, right? You're never going to look forward to it. No one's saying that you're going to just jump for joy to talk about failed payments, but you have to get used to it if you're going to choose to be in this space. So if you know that you don't have a process in place for this, or your process is lacking, this needs to be one of your top priorities for the new year, especially when you're thinking about rolling out brand new offers. You want to ensure that you have a seamless operational system in place for all scenarios with the delivery of that. Additionally, under operations, technology, SOPs, HR, bookkeeping, accounting, analytics, we're not going to go through that today, but if you want the full breakdown on all of those different things, make sure to grab Ascension, your 2022 game plan, the masterclass. It's at thepowercollective.co/2022 Ascension, linked in my bio. But I want to talk real quick about analytics, actually. So it's one of the activities we did in the class that's in the workbook is the year in review, where you pull a bunch of quantitative and qualitative data about the past year. So not just how much money did you make, what was your profit, but even things down to number of clients you've had, number of live streams you've done, number of emails you've sent out, number of collabs, number of sales calls, number of DM conversations. And we did this real time. And one of the questions I posed was, one, how many systems did you have to log into to find all of this information? Two, what did this experience actually feel like? And three, even if you feel like grabbing it was easier for you, maybe you only had to log into Dubsado or whatever, you were good to go. What would have made this easier? Would it make sense for you to have some kind of running dashboard, spreadsheet, whatever? Some software you might want to pay for, I don't know. We do everything in Excel over here, that you can easily open up with 2 clicks of a button to just see this information and pull it versus having to pull out a calculator and run numbers. And many people felt like there was an area of improvement here. Even if it was easy for them, they felt like I still need to have a more streamlined way to do this. And for those that didn't even get to finish the activity, it was a matter of, this is nowhere near documented and I have to log into so many systems and pull so many reports to get this data. So if you are doing an end of the year review, that is something you definitely want to take note of how long is it taking you to do that end of the year review. So the next bucket, marketing and sales, everyone's, I want to say favorite, but this is the area people ask about the most because this is where they think that they have the most issues. So under marketing and sales, you have your messaging, your branding, your content, your lead gen, your sales strategy, your multi-channel strategy. And I want to talk to you today about lead gen and sales because lead gen and sales are not the same thing. And I want to break down a very simple concept because most people, when they're not hitting their revenue goals or they're not making the money that they thought they should make, they always say, I have a sales problem. But that may not be the truth. So here's something simple for you to consider. If you are not getting any inquiries, so let's say you are a coach who sells on sales calls. If you are not getting any sales calls booked, you do not have a sales issue, you have a lead generation issue. If you are getting sales calls booked, but you are not getting sales, people are saying no on the phone, then you have a sales issue. If you sell a course, if you're constantly getting 100 people coming to the webinars where you're selling your courses, then you have a sales issue, not a leads issue. But if every time you host a free webinar or however you choose to sell and you're not getting the signups that you thought and wanted, you have a lead gen issue. So lead gen is literally how are you attracting quality leads. Our marketing is meant to put our messaging out there, create awareness, build the know, like, and trust factor. But at some point, we now need to stop the marketing, pause the marketing, and implement our lead generation strategy. Most people either stick to just marketing. Hey, this is me. This is what I do. I'm dropping memes. I'm dropping affirmations. I'm giving a lot away. And then they wonder why nothing's happening, right? Or they skip that altogether and go straight to lead gen strategy. So every post is like, I have 2 spots for my program, buy my program, I have a program, here's the program. And it's like, don't nobody know you, don't nobody trust you. And we have to release this idea that building a multi-six-figure business is as simple as making a graphic in Canva, posting it, saying we have spots, and just waiting. If I wish it worked like that, I wish I could sell you a dream and tell you that that's how it worked, but that is not how it works, right? We actually have to have both, which is why you need an actual strategy. This is why we actually have frameworks around marketing, sales, lead gen, individually versus just one big old thing because they're all 3 different buckets and they all look different ways. In fact, in our program, these are 3 totally different modules on purpose. So when you are doing your content review, which I'm hoping you're planning to do, when you're going back and doing a content review of all the things you posted this year, all of your reels, all of your posts, all of your lives, all of your emails, all of your podcasts, however you choose to market, all of your YouTube videos, I want you to start to categorize your content so that you can see the amount of content you're doing in each bucket. How much content was brand awareness content? How much was know, like, and trust factor content? How much was lead gen content? How much was sales content? And how did that content actually convert? So that you can begin to build your own best practices if you did have content that really worked. But if it didn't work, you can begin to see where were you too heavy in one bucket versus the other, and then begin to build that strategy out so that you see better results in the new year. Because simply raising your rates is going to be ineffective if you don't actually have a solid marketing and lead gen strategy to bring people in who are going to pay those new rates, okay? The last bucket, CEOC, right? And I know that just like everything in the online space, the CEO mindset, CEO activities is starting to become trendy and a bit of a buzzword, but it is something you want to take seriously and not roll your eyes at, right? And with this, I really want you to think about how are you showing up as the founder, the creator of this business? And are you actively taking time away from the business, stepping out of the business to do vision mapping, to set the strategic direction, to evaluate your risk tolerance, to ensure that you're showing up as a thought leader, to think about opportunities for expansion? Where does it make sense to scale back? Where does it make sense to scale forward? Have you taken time to fully think on your own without the influence of social media? How do I even want this business to scale? Do I even want a group program? Do I even want to sell all of these courses? Do I actually want to pivot into consulting? I actually have two clients who were in my group coaching program, finished it, did really, really well, who have now come back for private coaching so that we can work on their consulting offers. They're looking to turn their signature coaching program into offers they can sell to companies and school districts and nonprofits because that's how they want to scale. They don't want to scale the traditional way coaches scale, which is go from one-on-one to group program, one-on-one to course. But if they hadn't taken the time to really sit and think about what they really wanted for their lives, for their businesses, their own work life balance, their own personal priorities, they wouldn't have had the space to create that. So you have to, as a CEO, and be intentional about taking time away from the online space, away from the day to day monotony of running your business, and give yourself room to just think, right? This looks however you want it to look. I have a YouTube video called, how I spend my CEO days or something like that. If you just search my name on YouTube, it'll come up. And if you buy the 2022 game plan masterclass, I actually embedded this video into the portal because I definitely want you to begin to outline what your CEO, either hours, days, or week, whatever you want to do, will look like so that you can ensure that this is planned, non-negotiable activity. You're intentionally logging off, sitting down with the notebook or your iPad, really thinking about the vision, setting a goal. Where do I want this business to be, not only by the end of 2022, but in the next 5 years, 10 years, 20 years? What do I want for my personal life? What are my own personal financial goals, my personal family goals, living arrangement goals, travel goals? Like, build your business and your life concurrently. You don't have to sacrifice all this time in your personal life just for the business. I'm a huge fan of let's weigh this out, right? Like, some of us are building businesses we don't enjoy, that are burning us out, that are basically sucking us dry. And then we begin to have this resentment for it, which can cause us to not want to show up for that business, right? So I want you to really realistically, for example, talking to the women that are watching me, if you have a personal desire in the next 5 years to start a family, you have to start to think about your plans for maternity leave and what kind of offers do I want to have? Are they going to be offers that make me show up every day, or offers that make me show up every month? And what kind of team do I want to build between now and then so that when I step away, my business doesn't stop? These are things that we can't think about day to day when we're managing clients, managing failed payments, managing emails, trying to make these graphics, trying to build new curriculum. It's hard to think like that. So you have to give yourself time away to really be the leader of this business, the leader of this ship, versus just watching things happen in your business and just wondering why things are going this way. So I hope that this resonated with someone and this made sense to you. Again, if you want a deeper dive into this, in the game plan class 2022 planning, we spent a lot of time talking about mindset and releasing limiting beliefs so that you can fully show up as a CEO, coach, and creator that you want to be. So that's also something you've been thinking about for the new year. This class is going to be perfect for you. With that, I am out of the office starting today at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. So I am hoping that this live stream, my final one of 2021, was something that brought you value and you enjoy. If you have any questions, you're welcome to comment it down below. But with that, I'll see y'all next year. Bye, everyone.